What's up, guys? Welcome to Bet the Day for May 18th. Hope everyone's doing well and hope everyone is ready to make some money. It's a great day, people. It's a great day because you know what? We had a bad day yesterday and we're going to bounce back today. That's what it comes down to. That's what we need to do today. And you know what? It's a great day to make that happen. It's a great day to make that happen. You know, you're going to have bad days in sports betting. You're 100% going to have bad days in sports betting. That's how it works. We had one yesterday. We were 0 for 5. We did not win a single bet, and it was rough. But you know what? It happens, people. We're going to move on. We're going to get better a day. Got some comments rolling in here on TikTok. Thanks to everyone viewing on YouTube. Just had a small graphical mistake there. Damn, why did I believe your picks, Elmo? You got me again. Kevster, come on now, man. Don't believe the picks then. Why are you watching? All right, let's see here. Comments rolling in here. Angels run line firing. You know what? The Angels have hurt me so much, Sharky. It's not even funny. The past 2 days, believing in the Angels run line has been very disappointing, and I don't know if I'm going to do it again today. Right now, as it stands right now, I do not have Angels run line, but God bless you, Sharky. I would ride with it with you. If you believe it, I might do it. Can you wish my brother Tony and Duke a happy birthday, please? Tony and Duke, happy birthday. Have a great day. I hope your day is filled with winning bets. Free Pickman, what up, man? You can't win them all. Today is a new day. That's right. Today is a new day. It's our day to get better. Heat -2. You know what? Rajon Rondo, 92. We'll talk about the Heat game here in a minute. That was disappointing last night. I think the Celtics will be fine throughout the series, but that was disappointing. Mavs +5. I'm going to go the other way with it. I'm going to go Suns -5 today. Or not Suns, I should say. Warriors -5. The Mavs already took care of the Suns. Let's go Heat. Who's going to make the first basket? I don't know who's going to make the first basket. Those are always the toughest ones to predict. So anyways, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Bet the Day. Grant Mitchell coming in here. Heat took game 1. Like I said, now it's time for the Mavs to win their game 1. I'm going to go against the Mavs today. I like the Mavs in the series possibly, but I think game 1's going to be a little difficult for them. New day, we go again. NHL screwed me yesterday. Only thing that saved me was Heat -4. There you go, Heat -4. The Celtics had a rough encounter yesterday. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But before we get into it, guys, got a couple announcements here. Number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on TikTok, head over to YouTube, subscribe there. If you're watching on YouTube, go to TikTok, follow us there. Number 2, join Discord. Almost got 1,000 members in our Discord, so that's pretty cool. Hi, Rollers. How we doing, boss? How you doing, man? How you doing? Join our Discord, guys. Check out our merch if you're watching on YouTube. Bet the Day merch, 3 Team Parlay Sports merch, all that good stuff, guys. And then on top of that, guys, you ready for this? TikTok. We have a bunch of fan content out on TikTok right now. If you haven't seen the video, if you're watching on TikTok, I hope you've seen it. Good morning, Dan the Man, Tanner. I appreciate ARX. How you doing, man? If you haven't watched this on TikTok, go watch this video on TikTok right now. I was crying last night. I was doing content outside of Fenway Park, and I had like what's the lock sign? I was looking for locks, and this kid comes up to me. He's 15 years old, and he goes, "We're gonna get to the Celtics here in a minute, but 15 minutes, or 15-year-old kid comes up to me and he says, 'Hey, I got Red Sox run line. Odds are juice +168. Slamming that.'" And it was the funniest thing I have heard in a while. So go check out that video. Thank you. That was hilarious, Sharky. That was, even his mom doesn't like him. And you know what? A bunch of guys jumped on him in the comments for not knowing the Alex coming in here. There we go. That kid, LMAO. Everyone jumped on him in the comments for not knowing the terminology and stuff. The fact of the matter is that kid, 15 years old, came up to me, knew what a run line was, and gave me a lock. That's pretty damn impressive in my opinion. Okay. Crab Bets, that's who you go to. This guy is a massive square. That was hilarious, by the way. Even his mom doesn't like him. Crab Bets. Okay. Do you have Boston winning? That's who you go to. Do you have Boston winning today? Well, Boston plays tomorrow, but I will have them winning tomorrow. I'll tell you that. I think they bounce back. I think they're going to be just fine. So if my voice sounds a little hoarse right now, I am sick right now. I'm congested. I don't feel good. The Boston Celtics lost yesterday. Everything's going bad for me right now. But then I tried to channel my Michael Jordan, my inner Michael Jordan. Now, what do me and Michael Jordan have in common? Number 1, we both love to gamble. It's a hobby for him. It's a lifestyle for me. Number 2, we both like Gatorade. No free shout out. Sponsor us, though. And we're going to win from within today. This performance on this podcast today will be greater than Michael Jordan's flu game. I guarantee you that. Let's go to work, people. Okay. Yesterday, we were 0 for 5. Not a good day. Not a good day at all. Not a good day at all. But you know what? We're going to live up to it. We're going to get better today. Let's start with the Celtics game. All right. Let me read these comments. So comments are flying in, guys. So I've had a few critiques on the show, guys, from the higher ups here. We're going to try to answer every comment, but say I'm talking about basketball and you ask me about baseball, I can't get to it, guys. We got to keep the pace of the show going good. We got to keep the flow going good. So just keep that in mind. But again, Tanner Kern, man of the people, loves the comments. Please talk about what happened to Celtics. We're going to talk about that right now. I like Heat in game 1, but C's going to take the series. I do think C's take the series based off what we saw yesterday. I hit the gym today, but I drove away because I don't have car insurance. No, the Red Sox, you think, beat Houston today. Oh, no, I don't trust the Boston Red Sox at all right now. They're not back. The Red Sox are not back at all. Like last night was just a disgrace to baseball, what they did. I mean, you get in what world is Nathan Eovaldi an ace? In what world is Nathan Eovaldi? I know playoff Nate and all that, but we're not going to playoffs this year right now, the way it looks. Anyways, let's talk about this Heat versus Celtics game. Now, out of as bad of a performance as it was last night for the Boston Celtics, I walk away from that game as a Celtics fan feeling okay about this team, right? Feeling okay. Celtics lost 118-107. Obviously, they dominated the first half. You're listening to Stephen A. Smith at halftime saying, hey, this is going to be a tough game for the Miami Heat to win. Well, credit to the Miami Heat for getting the job done. Number 1, Marcus Smart was out with the foot sprain. That's your defensive player of the year. Number 2, Al Horford within health and safety protocols. I didn't even know we still did this shit with COVID, okay? Al Horford, hopefully he can get back. But again, why are we doing these health and safety protocols with COVID, guys? Everyone's vaccinated. Come on, let's ride. That was not a political stance, by the way. That's just what I think. I'm a Celtics fan that got beat last night. I think there's a few positives you can see in this game. The first half was very good. Jason Tatum stepped up. He played great, obviously. Second half, he was non-existent. I think Robert Williams made the first shot the third quarter at the 4:53 mark. They had some foul shots, but it was just so bad, right? Miami defense, I wouldn't say is too good. I think it's going to be an adjustment for them. If we look what happened with the Bucks in game 1, right? The Celtics got beat by the Bucks because it was a different team than Brooklyn. Now, the Heat are a different team than the Bucks. It's going to take some time for them to adjust. And overall, too, I think they have to make their free throws. Yeah, they were 75% from the line. That was not good at all yesterday. I mean, they were outscored by a 39-14 margin in that third quarter. You can't win that way. You can't. It's impossible. I mean, in the first half, I didn't think Jimmy Butler was on the floor. I didn't really feel his presence as much. Then he drops 41 points. A lot of those came in the second half, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Jason Tatum had 29. Things were good when they were good. Things were bad when they were bad, right? Gabe Vincent, very impressive. We said it too. We said it yesterday. Gabe Vincent was, he was better than Kyle Lowry. I thought Kyle Lowry is a waste of space. I think they should keep Gabe Vincent on the floor when Lowry does return. You think so? His confidence is in the Mavs play. I'm not going to go with the Mavs today. I'm going to stay away from the Mavs. I'm going to go the other side of it today. But moving forward in this series, I will likely bet Mavs. Miami just struck in the third quarter. Boston couldn't stop that momentum, and that's what killed them there. The Heat were better, 4% better from the field. Overall, it was a comparable performance from both teams. The Heat were better from the line. They played a little better on defense. Now, let's talk positives. Let's talk positives here for the Boston Celtics. All right? You didn't have the defensive player of the year. Number 1, did not have the defensive player of the year. Number 2, you didn't have Al Horford. Now, the old man Al Horford, I usually say this wouldn't be a huge loss, but number 1, he played great in that last series. Number 2, it really hurt your bench depth. Aaron Nesmith had to play. Daniel Tice had to play. Peyton Pritchard had 10 more minutes than he usually plays in the playoffs. That wasn't good. That's another thing. All right. Peyton Pritchard's money, but he played more than he needs to play. He played more than he should have played. Now, he needed to last night, obviously, with the bench not having anyone on it, but Peyton Pritchard's a 20-minute per game guy, not a 30-minute per game guy. Jason Tatum cannot be playing 44 minutes every game. He can't do it every night. He did that last night. PJ Tucker was a momentum push in the second half when he came on. PJ Tucker really didn't do much. I agree. Yeah, I give him credit for playing through the ankle problems last night. But overall, I mean, he really didn't do that much. It was the Jimmy Butler show. Jimmy Butler show for sure. All right. Number 2 positive. So you didn't have the defensive player of the year. You didn't have Al Horford, and you battled your ass off, and you had no bench. Okay. Number 2, Robert Williams looked very good in his return. 6 of 8 from the field, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks in 28 minutes. Okay. And I thought Tice came in, did a nice job. I really did. He did a good job soaking up minutes off the bench. Now, when you get Horford back, that's just going to add even more depth to your bench. Now, number 3, you got beat by one player. You got beat by Jimmy Butler. Is Jimmy Butler fantastic? Yes, I've always been high on Jimmy Butler. I don't know why so many people hate Jimmy Butler, but I've been high on him for a long time, right? I've been high on him throughout the playoffs, okay? Jimmy Butler's going to step up. Do I believe Jason Tatum's going to step up for a full game? Yes, I do throughout the series. I have no fear that the Celtics will win this series. I think they will get the job done. Tanner, who's colder, you at picking on the Celtics or the third quarter? Well, that was a good roast there. Honestly, I've been pretty good betting the Celtics. I think their third quarter last night was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment to the city of Boston. Like, that was what they did in the third quarter. I mean, I was just waiting them for the score, waiting them for them to break the pace, right? And they just couldn't do it. I mean, Miami got rolling and they didn't stop, and that was bad. Playoff Jimmy is different. Playoff Jimmy is going to be tough to stop. I thought Jimmy did not do great in the first half. I thought Jason Tatum won the first half between them, but like there were a couple shots, a couple highlight reel shots that Jimmy Butler had over Jason Tatum last night. It just was not a good night. But I give you guys credit. I give Heat bettors credit. You know what's funny though? You know what's really funny? No Heat bettors were coming at me at halftime. They all came in the third quarter. Oh, you're stupid. You can't make a bet. Guys, bet you weren't feeling that way at halftime, okay? It's a long series. We got 6 more games left. I believe it's going to go 7 now, and I think the Boston Celtics finish the job in Miami next Sunday, May 31st, right? So there you go. F the Guardians losing to the Reds and messing my parlay. Guys, it's baseball. Come on now. It's baseball. I got to keep that in mind. Heath coming in here. Go Mavs. Dallas wins tonight. I don't think they do, but you know what? If they did, great. I want them to win the series, but I'm going to bet against them tonight. Das Diggity coming in here. Sup, Tanner? I'm typing my ear since I lost both my arms and legs from taking your picks. Just joking. You the man. I appreciate that, Das. We're all giving me a hard time today. Listen, we're 0 for 5 yesterday. You know what's funny though? I've had a few really bad days in my time doing content. And honestly, the chirpers go down because I have like an army. I have literally an army that defends me on TikTok. I have an army that defends me on social media. So if you're in that army, I appreciate you. All right, let's see here. Okay, comments rolling in on screen. Heat in 6. I don't think Heat in 6. I think Celtics are going to fight. 6-2 by Jason Tatum. The second half is crippling to any team. That won't happen again. No, guys, and we saw it when Jason Tatum played bad against the Bucks in second halves. It did happen, right? When he was cold, he stepped up. Jason Tatum's a bad man. If you look at what he did in the first half last night, some of those shots he made in the first half were sensational. Okay, it was highlight. I was watching the game. I'm laying there. I'm like, oh, this guy's really freaking good at basketball. Really good at basketball. You didn't have Marcus Smart. You didn't have Al Horford. The Miami Heat beat a crippled Boston Celtics team with no bench last night. So if you're a Heat bettor, God bless you. You know, it's funny too. A lot of people that were heckling me for my Celtics pick, they said the Celtics were going to win the series after it. They're like, yo, Celtics will still win the series. Like, come on, guys. You got to believe. A lot of people believe in the Celtics team. Not having Smart hurt. You need to get Horford back. If you do that, you're going to be just fine. I mean, overall, when you don't have Horford, you don't have Marcus Smart, you get beat by one guy, and Peyton Pritchard plays 30 minutes instead of 19.7, which he's averaged in the past 10 games, you're going to be in trouble. Lowry is more valuable to the Heat than Horford or Smart to the Celtics argument. No, Lowry, listen, no. Lowry is so bad, guys. Don't get me started on Kyle Lowry. The bottom line is Gabe Vincent stepped up and played great last night. Gabe Vincent did more than Kyle Lowry will ever do for that basketball team last night. So don't tell me that. Come on now. Kyle Lowry is so bad at basketball, guys. And I'm not saying like, yeah, has he been good in the past? Yeah, but he's so out of shape right now. He doesn't look good shooting the basketball. Gabe Vincent, and we said this yesterday on the show, and a lot of people agreed with me. Gabe Vincent was the Heat's guy. Like Kyle Lowry being out and Gabe Vincent soaking up those minutes, probably the best thing for this team, because Gabe Vincent was money last night. He was better than Kyle Lowry is ever going to be. Heat or win the series. Smart is what drives the Celtics with his defense. And I will say this, Smart missed one Bucks game and they won that game. It was, like that was a surprise. Like, Smart's absence is going to hurt, right? Smart's absence is going to hurt. Hopefully he can be back in the next game. He needs to be back instead of on the sidelines with his Gucci jacket on. Can I say one thing too? Why don't these basketball players just wear their jumpsuits on the sidelines? Can someone please tell me that, please? I don't understand that whatsoever. Okay, and it really started to bother me when Ben Simmons was sitting there with this freaking suit on. Like you're not even on the team, bro. Like, I don't understand that. Just let me know. I love Marcus Smart, obviously. It's just a thing they do in the NBA. I think Celtics win. I think he will be back. All right. Let's see here. Comments. Do you think the Mavs actually win the series or you want them to? I think I want them to. Listen, the Mavs are talented, obviously. I think if it goes 7, the Mavs will win the series. I don't think the Mavs will win it before 7. I think Luka's going to have a great game every single game because that's just Luka Doncic. I think the role players need to step up, and they also really need to consistently be good on defense. That's how they've won so far. Luka gets a lot of credit. The bench gets a lot of credit when they step up and score, like Dinwiddie had a bunch in Game 7. But it's been their defense that's really kept them in games. Celtics plus money series right now is a steal. Let's talk about that. What do you have the odds at? I didn't see that. It depends what the series price is currently that I would play it. Let me see. Like, for example here. So the series price currently for the Boston Celtics is plus 125. So when I look at that, though, guys, here's my take. And I love that. I get it, but here's my take. The Boston Celtics are plus 125 to win the series. Yes, that is a steal 100%. Without Butler, Heat, or Clowns. Yes, but Butler's going to be on the floor. Kyle Lowry doesn't make a difference. That's stupid. Jimmy Butler makes a difference. If Jimmy Butler's not on the floor, the Heat have no chance. If Kyle Lowry's not on the floor, they can obviously win. Gabe Vincent stepped up. Tyler Hero was very good last night. I got to give him some credit. Heat won't win when Horford and Smart are back. I think they're going to have a lot more trouble. All right. Hit a 7-leg parlay again. There you go. Don't get in over your head just because Heat beat Celtics without Horford or Smart. Yeah, 100%. 100%, guys. The Celtics team was very good. And you know what? They shot 75% from the three-point line. They only lost by They lost by what? 10, 11 points, right? Obviously, that's a decent amount. But on top of that, they shot 75% from the three-point or from the foul line. And they had a terrible quarter where they didn't score for 8 minutes. They didn't score a basket for 8 minutes. So let's not get in over our heads. Now, series price, when I look at series price, guys, series price is plus 125 for the Boston Celtics right now, but you can get them game 2 money line for plus 144. That's a steal. I'm going to take that right now. I'd lock that up because I believe that'll sneak down. Whether it's a casual better or a sharp, they're going to bring that line down from 144 closer to even money. The Heat didn't push themselves. Keep that in mind. I think the Heat pushed themselves. It was strenuous. Like, listen, the Celtics allowed them to crawl back in the game last night. They didn't have a lot. They didn't have a lot of people off the bench. They got tired, right? They're coming off the short break. You can make a bunch of excuses for the Boston Celtics. I'm not making the excuses. Bottom line is they played like shit in the second half, but they didn't have Marcus Smart and they didn't have Al Horford. And that really killed their bench. Okay. And on top of that, Jason Tatum was nowhere to be found in the second half. They can't win like that. If they do that every game, I'll tell you right now, the Heat will win the series. If the Celtics play Boston basketball of what we've seen throughout this playoffs, they will win the series. There you go. Ime has to make more adjustments. And Matt, Ime, what I saw last night too was Ime not have control of that basketball team on the bench. You had Grant Williams talking back to him. Ime was getting fired up a little more than I usually see him get fired up on the bench. It wasn't a good night for the Celtics. I think, this team has overcome a lot of adversity. They're going to be fine. Heat still wins the series. Facts. I wouldn't call it facts, but guys, just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind right now. That's the last thing I'll say about this. Jason Tatum has been nowhere to be found throughout the play. That is, guys, come on. Let's make legit comments here. Nowhere to be found. Has he had bad quarters? Has he had bad halves? Yes. But Jason Tatum, the Celtics would not be here if it wasn't for Jason Tatum. So let's not blow that out of proportion, guys. All right, I'm going to say one thing to everyone who's so high on the Heat right now. They beat the Celtics last night without the reigning, defending, undisputed defensive player of the year. Okay, whether this was my team or not, I would still have this. Okay, I would still give these facts here. They beat him without Marcus Smart. They beat him without Al Horford, who was absolute money in that last series, whether it was in the rebound game or point scoring. Okay. Peyton Pritchard had to play an extra 10 minutes last night. Neesmith had to play. He actually had to play. Daniel Tice had to do more than he usually does. Okay. Robert Williams coming back off an injury only could soak up 25, 28 minutes, right? Jason Tatum had to play 44. Guys, come on now. I mean, the Celtics, come on, bro. This outscored Celtics 22-2 or something in the third. Yeah, they did. They had one bad quarter. They had a bad quarter, people. They didn't have that bad quarter. What would the score have been? The Celtics had opportunities in the fourth quarter to make it a game. The Heat just continued to answer. So I give them credit there. I'm not high on Heat. I'm high on them having Game 7 at Miami. 100%. Game 7 at Miami makes a difference because Game 7 at Boston made a difference. That's why I'm afraid. If the Heat win the series, it's going to be because it's in Miami. It's in Miami Game 7. That does scare me. Both these teams are good, guys. Both these teams are good. I think the Celtics are better if they play Boston basketball, but consistency-wise, I do. That does fear me. And keep in mind too, everyone on here saying, the Heat are the team. You guys were probably the ones who were betting on the 76ers in the last round. Let me just tell you that. Anyways, guys, let's get into hockey here. Lightning versus Panthers, Moneyline regular time. That did not go our way. Obviously, it was 4-1, but it was close. It was 1-1 going into the third. They waved off a goal last night for the Panthers. That killed the momentum. 4-1. Vasilevsky was sensational. 33 saves, 971 save percentage. Gotta love that. 971 save percentage there. He's good enough to change a series. We saw that last night. Kucherov had two points, I believe. Corey Perry had 2 points. Lightning were 3 of 6 on the power plays. The Panthers were 0 for 3. You can't win like that, people. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. You can't win like that. All right, let's see here. Celtics going to win series there. Heat in 6. Brian coming in here. Heat in 6. A lot of comments here. All right, wait, I got to go back all the way to the top. All right. Das going live at 3:11 there. I'm going to try to make a more normal occurrence. Love that. Also, grabbed a parlay on tonight's game. Mavs plus 4.5. Luka 30+ points. Brunson over 19.5. Appreciate the support there. Blah, blah, blah. Brunson to score 20 points in the Bay. I don't know about that. Okay, there's Das Diggity and BP311 having some talks in the comment section on YouTube. You want to read that, head over there. Good morning, Austin. How you doing? How's it going, man? Ready to win some money today. Binghamton plays lights out. He's there only. Yeah, I 100% agree there. Didn't mean to tag you. Guys, comments rolling in. I love that. Opinions on who? JB? You mean Jackie Bradley? What JB we talking about? All right. Let's see here. So, yeah, we lost that bet. We lost the Avalanche. The Avalanche won in overtime last night. Here's the thing, though. I called it correctly. If you guys listened to my take on this game yesterday, at least I called it correctly. Blues are 1-1 on the power play, and they killed 3 power play chances for the Colorado Avalanche. That's the only chance the Blues have in this series. Jordan Binnington, sensational 51 saves, as we saw in there. 944 save percentage. He was very, very good, right? He will need to be this good throughout the series, but you can't win hockey games when you're outshot 54-25. We talk about the Rock. You keep hammering the Rock. Eventually it breaks, right? Eventually it breaks. I love the Blues to make the Cup. The Blues have no chance of making the Cup. No chance. If they're going to get outshot 54-25 every single night of the week, they ain't have a chance. I mean, that's embarrassing. And granted, the Blues did a great job killing power plays. They convert on their power play chance. But the fact of the matter is, let's take the Flame series for an example. Let's take the Flame Stars series from last round. The Flames put so many more pucks on the net. It's a numbers game, right? You go to a bar, you're talking to girls, right? Eventually you're going to hit one, right? You're not hit, but eventually you're going to get one, right? All right. If you just talk to as many as that are there. Same thing in hockey. If you put a bunch of shots on the goal, if you hammer the Rock, eventually it breaks. And it wasn't the one that went in. It was every shot before that made the goaltender uncomfortable. So, Avalanche, I think the Avalanche roll in this series. I think they're going to be tight games, but when you're putting 54 shots on goal compared to 25, you don't have a chance to win. It's not possible. You don't have a chance to win over 7 games. That's what I'll say. If the Blues can get outshot by 30 goals in every single game or 30 shots in every single game, and they can win this series somehow, I will be blown out of my mind. That's what I'll say about that. Curry over 3.5 threes. I do like that. Let's see. Everyone wants to talk basketball. This man's analogy made my day. I love that. Let's see in a week for the Blues, but I hear your point. No, guys, and granted, if the Blues can get outshot by 30 goals or 30 shots on goal in every single series, in every game in the series, and they can find a way to win 4 of 7 games, I will be blown away. That's all I'll say. Because in hockey, I know, hockey, that's why I don't love betting hockey in general during the regular season, because the team can put 40 goals on the net or 40 shots on the net. A team can put 20 on shots on the net. A team with 20 can win. But overall, in a 7-game series, it's a numbers game. And if you are putting 30 more shots on goal than your opponent over 7 games, most likely it's not going to go your way. How do I like the Canes today? I do like the Canes today. I love the Canes today. We're going to talk about that in a minute here. Everyone wants to talk basketball, though. We'll recap baseball here real quick. Angels run line was a joke. Angels they left 10 runners on base. I believe they were 1 of 7, right? Yeah, 1 of 7, and they struck out 13 times with runners in scoring position. I can't do that. I'm done betting on the Angels. I gave them 2 chances. I'm done betting on them. All right, and then Cardinals money line versus the Mets, plus 108 for the Cardinals. That didn't hit. Miles Mikolas had a quality start, but they made Trevor Williams look like Jacob deGrom. Like Jacob deGrom's nowhere to be found in New York with his shoulder problem. It is healing, by the way, but they made Trevor Williams look like Jacob deGrom. We can't win like that. Cardinals didn't win the second game of the day, so that was good. Do you think Yankees sweep Orioles? I think the Yankees have to sweep the Orioles. But granted, it took everything out of the New York Yankees yesterday to win that game. I mean, Aaron Judge had a monster day. So, who's on the mound today? Is it Garrett Cole today? Is it Garrett Cole? It could be. I don't even know who's pitching for them today. Let me know. Thoughts on Blue Jays to sweep Mariners? I'm going to play the under in that game, which we'll talk about in a minute. Astros 12 of 14, 5 hours in the second. 5 hours in the second. Yeah, 5 runs in the second. Yes, Cole. Yeah, so Garrett Cole's on the mound. They should sweep him, honestly. I mean, Cole, my opinions on Cole are very mixed. Sometimes he pitches well. Most times he's been good this year. Home runs, okay. Avs 3-way let me down. Yeah, 100% Avs 3-way. And I was going to take Avs 3-way, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just go plus money. Let me just go plus money for run line or for puck line. But at the same time, too, if you're taking 3-way and you're taking run line or puck line, the game goes into overtime, you're going to lose it anyway. So I was debating going 60-minute time or taking puck line. I went puck line and lost. All right, let's talk about today's bets. I don't really drink on the show, but I'm going to have some Gatorade. No free shout outs. But again, putting the Michael Jordan flu game on full display today on this podcast, so trying to grind it out. Garrett Cole, King Cole. What does 3-way line mean again? So 3-way line in hockey is 60-minute time, basically. So you can pick the home team, the away team, or to be a tie. So you bring the odds down. So I have 2 60-minute times today. How about Miami? But we already talked about Miami, guys. Listen. I'm going to say this one more time because I love talking about it. I love talking about Miami. Number one, then we're going to get to all these YouTube comments. We have a ton of YouTube comments right now, and I'm sorry I've not answered them because I got the TikTok comments right in front of me. But number one, the Miami Heat won with one player last night, Jimmy Butler, over a team that had no bench. You didn't have the reigning defending defensive player of the year. You didn't have Al Horford. Jason Tatum was nowhere to be found in the second half, and you had a bad third quarter. So honestly, people, Jimmy Buckets was sensational, but honestly, did the Heat really, was it that impressive of a victory? No, not in my opinion. All right, let's get to these YouTube comments. But congrats to Heat bettors. Congrats to the Heat bettors. Everyone had the Heat dead in the water. All these people that come on here and say, how about the Heat last night? They were the ones calling the Heat frauds against the 76ers. And that team was really fraudulent, the 76ers. All right, let's see here. All right. Comments rolling in here. John Brando. What we got today, boys? And Brian and Doss, I'm not ignoring your comments on YouTube. I think you guys are just having a personal conversation about betting on there. And I don't know. I can't. There's so many comments rolling in. It's hard to read through them all. I hit 4 or 6 legs yesterday. I should have stuck to my 3 teamers like usual. 3 locks. Love Warriors tonight. I like the Warriors tonight too. I'm taking under 5.5 at plus 100. Rangers, Canes. I don't hate that at all. Hurricanes W. I like the Hurricanes W tonight. I think they get the job done. 3-teamer. Angels killed me again. Leaning Warriors -5. Love that. Scherzer over 7.5 strikeouts, but at 150 would be okay in a parlay. The juice is just a little too much. There's too juice for me. That's not a bad look. Burns over 8.5 K is interesting. We got here in the comment section. Then Burns 18.5 outs versus Yankees and Nerfy, and then Phillies run line. So that's what's going in on the YouTube comments. If you're interested there, head over there. Check that out. Nice calling our shots picks. They've been doing well. Careful with Yankees. Nerfy. Judge can end that in one swing 100%. Thoughts on over 8.5 in the Astros and Red Sox? Well, basically yesterday what happened, I would 100% go over with the Astros and Red Sox. I mean, Nick Pivetta has been good in his past 2 starts. Keep that in mind, but at the same time, too, Nick Pivetta really hasn't been money by any means. He's been horrendous this year. All right, let me get to the TikTok comments and we'll move into our picks for today. I like the Twins. Jays money line 0 because pitching. I think Gray gets his first win today. I love Sonny, Buxton, or Correa, and today it changes it. Should I pick the Celtics and over 206 next game? So I'm just going to take the Celtics on the money line. I think the overs, keep in mind, throughout the trend we've seen throughout the playoffs is overs hit early in these games, unders hit later. For like game 5, 6, 7's closer to unders. Game 1, 2, 3 are like over. So I would probably go over on that. I think the total is low enough to take advantage of it. Like last night, if you bet the under, I saw a lot of people, a lot of gurus on TikTok. Hey, max play under. No, it wasn't. I mean, both teams came out to play. Even the Celtics had a bad night from the field in the third quarter, and they still dominate because they still scored because they had a great first half. I was going to do Brewers and Twins today. Thoughts? I don't hate that at all, but the Brewers are on the no bet list, so I try to stay away from them. They've hurt me a lot. Took Yankees run line, Mets run line, and Houston money line. Okay, so let's get into the picks for today, guys. We'll talk baseball in a minute. Let's talk about this Mavericks-Warriors game tonight. I am high on the Warriors at -5 tonight. I think it's a great bet. I think there's a lot of good things about the Warriors at home. Number one, they're at home, right? Number two, they're a better team. And keep in mind, throughout that last series, Klay Thompson really wasn't present. All right. When Klay Thompson was there, the Warriors were a different team. So if you have Klay Thompson playing at a high level and Steph Curry playing at a high level, it's going to be even tougher for the Mavericks to get the job done. The Mavericks have literally no supporting cast besides Luka. And that's why I say it every day. Luka is the best player in the league because of what he has done without a supporting cast around him. Okay. Luka's a baller. But Golden State's much better than the Dallas Mavericks. -5 is not that big of a spread when you really think about it in a game one when you have home court advantage. All right. With that being said, how does Dallas win this game night? If you're high on Dallas, they definitely have a chance. They've had one of the best defenses in the NBA playoffs so far, right? The Suns shot 50% in their first 8 playoff games, at least 50%. All right. Here's a good stat for you. Dallas held Phoenix under 50% in their final 5 games, and the Suns shot 24% in the first half of game 7. So Dallas obviously presents a lot of challenges on defense. They're a gritty, hard-nosed team. But with that being said, am I going to get Spencer Dinwiddie scoring 30 tonight in game 1? We saw how bad the Mavericks role players can be on the road. Golden State's going to be a tough environment tonight. That does scare me a little bit. So tonight, now keep in mind, my trend might change throughout the playoffs, but tonight, at least, I'm going to go with the Dallas. I'm going to go with the Warriors -5 to beat the Mavericks. Moving forward in the series, I might swift over. Keep in mind, I got the freaking flu today. Change my picks to closer being more of a Maverick guy in the next few days. Tanner, do you trust the Phillies today? Do I trust the Phillies today? I mean, the Phillies coming off 2 losses, right? There 1 loss to the Padres yesterday. I mean, for the plus 138 odds, I like the Padres better. I took the under of 8.5 or 8. I took the under of 8. It's since dropped to 7.5. So we made the right move there. Let's see here. Staying away, but I would have taken Mavs. Let's see. Garrett likes Brewers as well. Same. I'm hyped. Did he say he liked the Twins? No, so I'm just reading comments, guys. I'm reading comments, so keep that in mind. Twins, I mean, I like the Twins today, but again, neither team hits. The under could be a good play. I mean, the Twins should beat the Oakland Athletics. I never bet the Athletics because they can't score. If they get down, they're going to have a really hard time. Take a look at Brewers and let me know. Okay, we'll go Brewers here. Brewers, and then we're going to go back into basketball here for a minute. It's because it's the 111 game. Everyone wants to play it. -142, sure, put it in a parlay piece. Max Fried can't shove. Corbin Burns has been not as good as he was last year. Overall, I mean, this is a tough game, but for the value, I think plus 120 on the Braves is a lot better value. That's my take there. Okay. So we got that. Wheeler is going to throwing through for them. I hope Wheeler steps up big for the Phillies today because I have the under. So I would like that a lot. All right, so we're going to start Warriors -5. If you disagree with that, we can talk about it at the end of the show here, but we'll keep moving through. What was your first ever bet? It was on a college football game, and I did, I think I bet Michigan State Moneyline back when I was 18 years old, and they were like on the road at Penn State, and they got their ass kicked. Back when I was doing that, I used to chase odds. Like, if you guys saw the clip with the 15-year-old I interviewed last night who came up to me, he's like, Red Sox. Granted, did he bet it? Who knows? I mean, obviously he can't. He's not even old enough. But, he said, hey, Red Sox -1.5. Odds are juice, plus 168. Slamming that. Prize Picks going well, right? Like, you chase odds. I think when you first start to bet, you chase odds, right? You see a big max player, you see a big parlay and say, hey, I'm going to turn this $5 into 10 million. And it's like, that's just not how it works, honestly. But, back when you're first betting, that's what happens. Over 7 in the Mets game. Over 7 in the Mets. Let's see here. Hicks versus Scherzer. Based on the offensive production I've seen out of these two teams, I would stay away from it. That's what I would say. You're a beast, bro. Love this. Thanks for the lives. No problem, man. No problem. Every day, 7 days a week, working hard here, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us. That's all we ask. Join our Discord. Buy a t-shirt. Help us out a little bit. Anyone want to donate 25 to Jacob Gundy? I lost bad yesterday. I lost bad too, man. I lost so much too. LOL. 370. Love that. Yesterday, both games. Matty Betts beat McNasty yesterday, both games. LOL. College kid for me. That's a lot. There you go, guys. There you go. Come on now. Hey, you know what? Vibes are higher today. We're going to win some money today. And guys, you know what? Losing's losing. Doesn't matter if you're worth $10 billion and you lose 300, 400, 500. I know it doesn't mean much, but you want to win. Everyone wants to win. It doesn't matter. It's money. All right. Let's talk about these hockey games a little bit. I have 2 60-minute plays tonight, so 3-way plays. That means, it has to be done in 60 minutes. Your only betting flaw is that you hold Boston too high on the sports pedestal. I do hold Boston too high on the sports pedestal. I have no thoughts on the PGA either right now, but I can moving forward. I can tomorrow. We can talk about a little bit tomorrow. But again, I know it starts tomorrow. I don't have any thoughts on it right now. I can maybe give some later. Last time I bet I did the Masters. I told people not to bet Tiger Woods, and people freaking flipped out on me. But you know what? Did Tiger Woods do anything in the Masters? No. So that's probably my number 1 take. Don't bet on Tiger Woods. Number 2. I do hold Boston to a high standard, but I mean, you guys see, if you watch every day, I bet against Boston all the time. And I'll tell you right now, the Boston Red Sox are horrendous. They suck. They're the worst team I've ever seen in my life right now. honestly, Bobby Dahlbeck is terrible. This offense is terrible. Besides the top 3 guys, they're inconsistent. Nick Pavetta's on the mound. He sucks. In what world should Nick Pivetta be your number 2? In what world should Nathan Eovaldi be your number 1? There's my thing. So I'll be hard on the Boston Red Sox anytime. Now, when it comes to the Celtics last night, they were atrocious, and what they did in the third quarter yesterday was ridiculous. It was terrible. But on top of that, though, they had all these crippling effects that they had to get through last night. But still, at the same time, they tucked their tail between their legs in the third quarter and folded. Now, the Bruins, listen, I said it the whole time in that series. You really can't hold me to a high. You really can't get me on that one. I said the Bruins are going to lose in 7 games. Well, what happened? The Bruins lost in 7 games, people. And if you watch every day, you know that. All right, let's see. Comments rolling in here. Kansas was under 8.5. Kansas was, I have the under in Kansas City at 8.5 in this game. Yes, I got an 8.5. I don't know what shifted to, but I bet it at 8.5. It's now 8. So there you go. Warriors won't be doing that. Curry won't be blowing it like that. So how the hell do Mavericks do it again? I don't know how the Mavericks do it again. That's why I'm going to go against them tonight. Should I bet over on Golden State? I would go over. And do you go live every morning? Yes, every morning, 10 a.m., 7 days a week, holidays, freaking Christmas, every day. It doesn't matter. We work hard here. It seems like in baseball, if a team gets destroyed the following game, they do better. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a trend. I mean, teams are due. Mets are 12-1 after a loss this season, coming in here from BP311. I'm just reading comments on YouTube, guys, so keep that in mind. What's my time zone? Eastern time. Great start. It's great stat. Scherzer is nasty. So the Mets are 12-1 after a loss. That's coming from Brian, BP311. Check out his YouTube channel, guys. I'm just reading the comments on YouTube, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, Eastern time. I don't trust the Phillies. Can't trust Wheeler. Blake Snell is making his season debut, and I think it's a better pitcher than people think. Haven't pulled the trigger, but I lean over in San Diego first 5 money line. So I'm going to be on the other side of that, Johnny. John Brando, Tanner, you went 5-0 the other day. It's all good. Haha. Yep, there we go. It's sports betting. I don't follow baseball, but since I started betting, I see it keeps happening. Look at the White Sox second game yesterday. Also, for those wanting to bet the first game, Sonny Gray is a bet against pitcher, and the Rays bullpen is better than Detroit. Take Rays 1.5 from Johnny Gonzalez. John Brando coming in here. Yeah, I took Rangers yesterday money line because everyone was on Angels. Baseball is a tricky, but a lot of public plays go down. Baseball is tricky, but that's why you got to find gas prices. What are we talking about? Gas prices? Gas prices better be under. I love that. But yeah, gas is ridiculous right now. I'm lucky I'm in Boston. I don't have a car. I will be moving locations in the future. And I will have a car, so I will have to feel those effects right now. But hopefully, gas prices can drop down a little bit. We won't talk gas prices on here though. But anyways, yeah, I mean, just overall, baseball is a tough sport to bet. But if you can find the days where the underdogs are going to win, you get a lot of value for it because any team can beat anyone in the game of baseball. Rays straight up. This will be the last question I answer before we move into hockey here, guys, and then save them baseball ones for the end. Rays straight up. Yeah, I mean, against Erod. I'm not a fan of Erod, -178, guys. But again, I use FanDuel DraftKings, but again, it depends. If you're putting that in a parlay, that's fine. But if you're going to lay 178 to win, if you're going to bet 178 to win 100, I don't think it's really worth it to play that straight up. There's better bets on the board. Okay. Detroit won 4 of the last 5 and scares me. I agree, but I think the Rays will not be under 500 this year. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think they're too talented. I think they know how to win games too much. What are they right now? 22-15. They will not be under 500. It's hard to go under 500 when you're a good team. I think that, the Yankees are obviously good in that division. The Blue Jays are underperforming. The Red Sox suck right now, and we'll probably trade everything at the deadline. Then you have the Orioles. So, for hockey on FanDuel, how do you choose 60-minute money line? So if you're on FanDuel, you're going to go to NHL, you're going to click on the game, and then Moneyline 3-way no push. It should be right below the popular bet. So it's Moneyline 3-way no push. I call it 60-minute time. Think Blue Jays win the division? No, I think the Yankees win the division. I think the Yankees have to win the division with the way they're playing right now. The Blue Jays are underperforming. But we can, we'll talk about that a little bit when we get into baseball here. Let's talk hockey. We got 2 playoff games. A lot of people are excited about these playoff games. So Rangers versus Hurricanes. I'm not sold on the Rangers by any means. I think they survived against the Penguins. I think Igor was good in some games, bad in others. I think that's going to hurt them down the stretch. Carolina is a difficult place to play. We've seen it. We've seen it a lot with the Bruins, right? The Bruins could not win in Carolina. They played okay in the last game, but again, they fell behind. And if a team doesn't answer the call, if you fall behind in Carolina and you don't cut the lead, you're going to have a lot of trouble winning hockey games. So we've seen that a lot. Now, Ranta is elite in the net. Igor is even better, though, over the course of the season, but I didn't see the same Igor in that last series, okay? I think shots on goal prop for Sebastian Aho could be good today. but I'm going to stay away from him. I'm not going to play. I'm just going to play it straight up. Now, if you play the 60-minute time here, you're going to take it down to I got it at 110. If you play the regular time, you're going to get it at minus 164. So that's what I see a lot of comments coming in there. That's my take there. Do I have a favorite capper? I mean, guys, I don't watch a lot of people because I like to do my own thing. I like to do my own content, but I'm a big fan of McNasty. I think his content is good. I enjoy watching his content. I obviously love Book It with Trent for the content, but like when I watch someone, I watch him because I'm entertained. Like, thing I love about McNasty is he's going to go back after people. Like, he's going to say shit. Like, he doesn't hold back. Like, do I watch someone just because they give picks? No, I will never do that. Like, I watch someone because I'm entertained by them. McNasty is a G 100%. Like, I love when McNasty, because I see myself in McNasty a little bit. Like, like I'll go back after people. I've tried to cut back on this, but like going back, sports betting education too. Going after a guy, look out for the drama. I love when you post your stories too, by the way, going after people, but you got to go back after people in this. And some people are afraid to do it. So I like people, like I watch someone for the personality usually. I mean, a pick's great, like, but we all make our own picks here. That's what it comes down to. But when I watch someone, I like watching them for the personality. So guys, check out SBE2 there. He's going after some people on the gram today, maybe. But anyways, the advantage goes to the home team. I'm going to go with Carolina. Igor is 0-2 against Carolina this season with the 3.63 goals allowed per game. No, I'm not gonna trust that. I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes. You are pay for picks. I do not pay for picks. No, I make my own picks, guys. I'm in this for the content space. But yeah, don't I never pay for picks. I follow people who offer pay for picks just to see, because I like watching them. On TikTok, not IG. It's uploading now. Okay, head over to TikTok, Sports Betting Education 2, and get ready for a big roast. I can't wait to watch this one. I like what you do a lot. You do go after people. You do it in a good way too. You do it in a funny way. Like posting the Instagram messages and all that. So I'm very excited to see that. Any leans in the early MLB games today? We'll talk about MLB in a minute here. Let me just get through this next hockey game. So we're going to go 60-minute time. It's going to take it from minus 170, and we're going to take it all the way down to minus 110. So look for Igor tonight. If he gets in trouble early, I don't think Carolina is going to take their foot off the gas by any means. I think they continue to pour it on. Oilers, Flames money line in 60-minute time. So just another example of the money line three-way no push. They're at minus 160. It's going to take it down to minus 110 there. The Oilers do not have a goaltender that can hang. Minus 105. Yeah, so that's what another good reason, guys. Line shop so you can find everything. But the Oilers do not have a goaltender that can hang with Calgary. In no way. Now, obviously, like Mike Smith was great in some games, but overall, he just hasn't been that much of a rock in the net. And that's exactly what you need in this hockey game. Mike Smith had a couple shutouts. He's so inconsistent, and look for him to be good in some games, but look for him to be bad over the course of the series, which is going to lead to Calgary winning this. Now, Calgary played against the Dallas Stars, right? They were putting 50 shots on goal in a lot of those games, and they only scored 2-3 times, right? But that's because the Dallas Stars and Odinger and the Dallas Stars have a very good defense. So it's hard to really give the Oilers much love here. One, they don't have as good of an offense. And I know they get a lot of credit and a lot of praise, but when you really look at the numbers, the Flames are better on offense behind a guy like, behind their guys. But when you look at the Oilers, it's Draisaitl and it's Connor McDavid, right? Those are the two guys that get a lot of love and get a lot of praise. But I mean, the Calgary Flames are just overall a much better team on offense, and they're only giving up 2.51 goals per game. And that's not even close to what the Oilers, they're giving up closer to over 3, I believe. So it's hard. It's going to be hard for the Oilers to stay in the series. Now, they struggled against the Kings with Jonathan Quick in the net. They're really going to struggle with Jacob Markstrom in the net. That's my take there. When I look at the Oilers, they have a great offense. Obviously, I don't think they have the team to beat the Flames over 7 games. So because their defense and because their goaltending, it's a damn shame, honestly, because if they were better in the net with the offense they have behind a guy like Connor McDavid, the best hockey player in the world. Yes, I will say that right now. It would be pretty fun to watch, but they just don't have it. I think Johnny Gaudreau has a big series, and it starts with Gaudreau. And when the Flames got going against the Dallas Stars, Gaudreau was the guy that made it happen. So look for him to be big tonight. Look for Mike Smith to be very uncomfortable in the net, and look for Jacob Markstrom to have a hell of a night. That's my take there. I think 60-minute time, play it for minus 110. You could play it puck line for plus 158. I got burnt on the puck lines yesterday. I'll just play minus 110. I think that's good. You know, you put 100 down, you're going to win 90 there. So I'll play that, or 90, 94, whatever it is. But you could play puck lines like Carolina, the puck line tonight. If they win, they will likely win by more than one goal, right? Plus 146. Calgary, if they win, they're plus 158 on puck line. So just keep that in mind. Pro tip: if you're betting online, double check your bet slip. It costed me a missed plus 750 bet. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, always double check your bet slip, guys. Always make sure you're locked in, ready to go for the right stuff. It was brutal. Let's see. Appreciate that, SBA. Tap the screen. Appreciate that. I'm excited to watch that video when I get off here of you roasting the guy. Let's see here. I would say so, but if you're feeling it, run it. Okay. So just comments are all caught up. Let's check the YouTube here. All right. Johnny Gonzalez, baseball is best value in sports betting, 100%. Yeah, there's a lot of value. It's tough to play, but there's a lot of value. Calgary, Edmonton, under over 6. So that's such a tough take for me. I'd probably go over on it. I think Calgary has a very, very good night. Edmonton's obviously going to find the back of the net, right? Like, Markstrom's so good, but they're going to put so much pressure on them. They're going to score goals. I just think Calgary takes it to a whole nother level. I could see this being a 4-2 game. I could see this being a 4-1. So it's tight. It's tight. I would probably think it's going to push at 6. I would say that's my take. So I think there's better bets on the board than taking 6 there. What was my biggest win ever? Biggest win ever was a parlay. It was a 10-leg parlay. I hit one of those big-ass parlays that I usually post, and I put 10 down on that, and I won. Let's see what it was. It was $1. So it was $10, and it was $4,000. So it was a big win for me. Again, I've done that one time in my life. It was actually last baseball season. I did like the whole slate, and that's what I used to do. I would bet the whole slate. And it was crazy. Like I did it every single day. I spent $10 a day to do it. I bet every single day of the week, and I hit it one time. And luckily I made my money back there. But yeah, I mean, I think parlay, that's why I love parlays so much, because, you know, I love betting parlays. Now straights, I don't bet big money on straights. I'm more of a, like, when I bet a unit size, it's $100. So like if I bet a straight spread, I'm winning 95, you know, like I don't really go too intense there. You know, we play the straight so we can win on the big ass parlays, right? So that's what I did there. I put 10 down to want a big chunk of change. But overall, I mean, if I'm getting a big win, it's on a parlay. Like, I'm not the guy. You see a lot of these cappers out there, and I give them credit. I don't have the bankroll to do this by any means, but, you know, I see these guys putting $5,000 down on a game. Like, you know, I just could do that on the money. But parlay wise, do good there. Like the over one Flames game, low key. Yeah, I mean, guys, I would rather go over than under, but it's one that I would likely stay away from. That would be my take. So we got 60-minute time there for both games. Now let's go with White Sox, Royals, Padres, Phillies, and under it. You will one day. Don't have the money yet. There we go, boys. Don't have the money yet. This is my job full time. Yeah. So I'm in the content space full time, work for 3 Team Parlay full time. So yeah, I mean, if I was putting $5,000 down on a game and lost a few of them, probably wouldn't go too well. So I'm a $100 better, usually 100 on straights. I hit 11 game parlay. It was only plus 6,000, $10 won 600. But you know what though? If you hit 11 game parlay and you take favorites, you got to love that. Like, you know, like I did. So the other day I went to the casino and it was for the Celtics game, and I did a 10-leg parlay. It missed by 1 leg. I actually posted this on my personal page. You can go check it out. It was a 10-legger, and it was a 16-legger. It was a 16-legger. I put $100 down to win 1,000 on a parlay. Okay. And just think about that. There were 16 legs on this parlay. And it was only 100 to win 1,000. Right. That still would have been a huge hit for me, because I did like Jason Tatum over 1.5 assists. You know, Al Horford over 2.5 rebounds. The one that got me, I did Al Horford 10+ points, and he screwed me. What's the biggest bet I have ever placed? Let's see here. The biggest straight bet I have ever placed, I did $500 for the biggest bet I've ever placed, but that's because I liked it. But like, again, guys, that's not me usually. I'm a $100 better on spreads. I'm a 50 to 100 on parlays if I feel really good about a parlay. I do $10 parlays a lot, and it depends, guys. It depends what I'm feeling, but yeah, like I don't I'm not dropping $5,000 on games. Like I won't lie to you and say I am. I'm not doing that. There's a lot of people that do it. I don't do it. And just be careful too when you see that stuff, because you just never know what's real and what's fake. So just keep that in mind. Like you got to be like, honestly, guys. And that's why I like to pride myself on here too. It's like, I can talk to you about all these games. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen either. None of us know what's going to happen in these sporting events, right? That's why I try to be real with you guys. Okay. I can look at it and analyze it from how I want to analyze it. I can say, hey, you know what? I like the Celtics. You like the Heat. Well, here's the thing. Nobody knows what's going to happen in these games. Like the guys that come back and say, oh, I told you Heat all day. I knew it was going to be the Heat. Like, okay, you believe in the Heat, but bottom line is neither you nor me knew what was going to happen in this basketball game. Here we go. I told you Miami, Jason Ertichek on YouTube. I told you Miami was smacking your Celtics going to be a short week for you, my man. What do you mean short week? Short week. Even Jason, I'll say this, even if the Miami Heat were to sweep the Boston Celtics, which will not happen, the series would still go, it would conclude next Monday. So you know what? Actually, 2 weeks, Jason. Get your facts right. Mets money line, Flames 3-way, Canes 3-way, Brewers, Braves, Nerfy, Royals under 8.5. Warriors money line at plus 2,261. I kind of like that. I hit 2-teamer and a 4-teamer yesterday, 240 profit. There you go, baby. There you go. Love that. Okay, so here we go. Baseball time. White Sox Royals under 8.5 here. Now this series will conclude today, I believe. There's been 3 games played already. None of them have gone over 8. The highest scoring one has been 8 runs, right? So the total's at 8.5 today. I believe it's dropped right now. I got all these at 8.5. Is Horford set to come back? I don't know. Health and safety protocols. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but he hopefully. Now the first game was 5-3. The other 2 were 3-0 and 2-1. Neither offense is a team OBP above 290, which I love. The Royals don't have Salvador Perez right now, which I also love. That's a power bat. Lucas Giolito will pitch. He's got 2-1 with 2.7 ERA. Greinke's 0-2 with a 3.52. But the thing that I love about Greinke, the thing that amazes me about Zach Greinke here, you ready for this? And he's pitched 30-something innings this year. He's only walked 3 people and allowed 2 homers. Zach Greinke throws about 86 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour. That's unreal what he's done there. He's going to get hit. That's evident with his 3.52, but he keeps people off the bases and he doesn't give up home runs, and that yields a lot of unders. I've gone over on Zach Greinke a lot, and I try not to do it now because it screwed me so much in the past. So just keep that in mind. Zach Greinke is very efficient with how he pitches. He might get hit a little bit, but as long as there's not guys on base when he's getting hit, you're in good shape. Okay, let's see here. Comments rolling in. So I got the under of 8.5 in that game. It's since dropped to 8, I believe. I locked it in at 8.5. Okay. Let's see here. Das Diggity, I told you 50-cent 25-legger parlays. There you go, Das. Correct score. 25-legger correct score parlay. I love when you do those. Auburn Brody, I hit 8-pick parlay. $100 won $16,000. 50 on a 9-pick won $13,000 MLB last year. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's why I love doing it. Keep in mind that you just got to pick your shots, right? Like I'll parlay the whole baseball slate if I like it some days. It works out great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Put $2-3 on it. You know what? Win big. Some days when you like it, you say, hey, I love all these matchups. Ride with it. Put 100 on it. Go for it. Bills Mafia Forever, 16K, 30. Good stuff, Brody. Coming in with Brody. There we go. How tall am I? I'm about 6'4". 6'4", 205 pounds of internet content. That's what I'll say. And I hope you guys been liking the content. We're trying to do more of that fan interaction stuff. That's been a lot of fun. Trying to separate ourselves from just being, we're not just giving picks, right? We're doing all sorts of betting content on here. He was throwing 95 at 16. Who was throwing 95 at 16? Yeah, Brian, there's a new Discord. So if you go, I believe it's in the link in my bio. If not, just you go right on YouTube right now, click the link. That link is active for the Discord. So right on YouTube, you can get it. Oh, Greinke. Yeah, Greinke was throwing 95 at 16. He's down to about 84, and he's still shoving. It's unreal what Greinke has been able to do. So we're going to go 8.5 in that White Sox Royals game. Then Padres Phillies here. We're going to go under 8. Now the Padres won game 1, 3-0. Blake Snell is making his first start of the year, which it's very concerning to me as a bettor, right? Very, very concerning. But at the same time, Blake Snell has been money in the past. He was not good in 2021. He had a 4.2 ERA. You're not going to get a lot out of Blake Snell today. I can't see Blake Snell going more than 4 or 5 innings on a good outing. They're gonna monitor it. So first start, you're gonna get the bullpen in. What did that bullpen do yesterday? The Philadelphia Phillies, they absolutely shoved. I believe Bryce Harper is still day to day right now. He's questionable. If he didn't play, that would be huge for this under. Zach Wheeler is on the mound. Zach Wheeler has not been good by any means. He's been terrible, right? He's been terrible, but he's still got Cy Young stuff. Zach Wheeler still has Cy Young stuff. I'm going to trust him today to shove against the Padres. There's one guy that you need to stop in this lineup. It's Manny Machado, the best player in baseball. If they can do that, I think they're just fine. It goes to the under of 8. Looks good. Let's see if it's since dropped. The under of 8 in the Padres-Phillies game it's at 7.5 now. So we got it at the right side of it. I love that. So I would tease it up to 8 if you want to rock with it, if you're doing like a parlay or something. Braves under 6.5. I will never touch an under at 6.5. I'll never do it. Corbin Burns, obviously you got two ballers on the mound with Corbin Burns and Max Fried, but I will never touch an under 6.5. I'd rather take the chance of going over. I mean, Max Fried 3.14. They both got whips under 1. Corbin Burns obviously sensational. Here's the thing that does scare me. They've given up a combined 10 homers. That does scare me a little bit. Yes, if there's no guys on base, it doesn't mean much, but 6.5 is so low. That's my biggest fear there. There's a lot better bets on the board than taking an under of 6.5. That's my take there. Okay, let's see here. Favorite bet today. Favorite bet, honestly, I do like the Mariners Blue Jays under 8. I like White Sox Royals under 8.5. I feel good about my card today. I think Flames money line in 60-minute time is also a good bet. Like, obviously I'm going to lose bets today. If I sweep the board, great. We got to be realistic here. I feel good about my card today. Yesterday did not go our way, but today I think I feel good about these plays. Baseball is baseball. We know we're going to get there, but hockey wise, I think those look good. Basketball, we'll see who shows up tonight, but I do feel good about the hockey plays. So Hurricanes money line 60-minute, Flames money line 60-minute. I also like my overs in baseball, but the two hockey plays I think should be good to us, hopefully. Tanner, honestly love the content. Love how you write back on comments. I try to do that as much as I can, guys. I try to do that as much as I can. I appreciate that. Hate your teams, but you are cool. Love that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Nerfies. I do have a couple Nerfy plays today I was going to do. What's your bet on the Mavs? I'm going the other side of it. I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors at -5 tonight. Rays -5, 1.5 worth a shot. Rays -1.5 worth a shot. At home, no, I don't think so, because you're going to get one less at bat. You got Erod going. Not that Erod's been good, but again, the Tigers are on a winning streak. I would put that. I hate doing run lines at home. You guys know that. I think money line and a parlay is probably solid. I would take the Rays on this side, but I hate doing run lines at home. I just don't like doing it, guys. So if you're searching for a straight bet, I think there's better places to do it. But if you want to parlay it, put the money line in there. That's my take there. You're the GOAT. Appreciate that, boys. Appreciate that. Okay, so Nerfies. I got one more baseball play, though. So, Padres, Phillies, because you're playing with fire there, honestly. You're playing with fire, but I think both pitchers have the ability to do something special today. Mariners, Blue Jays, I do like this one a lot. I really do. Now, I was going to go team total for the Blue Jays. I think it's at 4.5 today. Could be wrong, or it could have dropped, but it's at 4.5. They've only hit this twice in their past 5. The Toronto Blue Jays are an offense predicated on hitting the baseball. If they're not doing that, they're in a lot of trouble, which they haven't really been. And that's why the Yankees have been able to take such a big lead in the division. Now, Blue Jays team total is 4.5. They're going against a guy, Marco Gonzalez, who gives up a lot of home runs. But at the same time, too, this Blue Jays team hasn't been consistent. And even if the Blue Jays show up today, I still like the under of 8 in this game. I think it's dropped, too. I think they've all dropped. No, it's still 8. I still like the under of 8 here because Marco Gonzalez has given up 8 bombs and 13 walks. But the Blue Jays, I haven't seen them be explosive, like be scary explosive, like consistently explosive. So even if they score 5-6 runs today, I still believe that Kevin Guzman in this bullpen can shut down the Mariners, who aren't really hitting the baseball at all. Kevin Guzman, 0.98 whip. 0.98 whip there. He's got 2 walks over 45 innings and 0 homers allowed. I'm not betting the over with a guy like that on the mound today. You know what I'm saying? Not betting that with the guy on the mound. He's 0.98 whip, 2 walks over 45 innings, 0 homers, and a 2.4 ERA. I'm not going to go over on that. I don't care Marco Gonzalez on the mound for the Mariners. Has the ability to be good. I don't know if he'll be good today. But if you get through this top half, you get through Vladdy, the rest of the Blue Jays are very inconsistent right now. All right, let's see. Got some pin questions here. Flu game, guys. I got to take a drink here. Flu game, Michael Jordan. Let me know. Am I doing better than Jordan in the flu game or not? Working my ass off right now. All right. Let's see here. Angels and Flames. The Angels have hurt me so much, but I think it's a good bet with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. I think they do win today. They need to win. I mean, yesterday the Rangers were sensational with runners in scoring position. Like, you can't win when you don't hit the ball with runners in scoring position and your opponents hit the ball with runners in scoring position. So I think Angels are a good bet today. Miami Marlins. Let me see the Marlins. And guys, ask your questions now about picks because we're at the end. So ask questions, what you want to ask, and we'll get to them all here. Miami Marlins, Pablo Lopez on the mound. Yeah, I would say so over Jojo Gray, Josiah. But, Nationals can be scary. I would go with the Marlins at home with Lopez, though. Detroit Tigers. No, I'm going to go with the other side of it. I'm going to stay away from the Tigers. I'd go with the Rays. But again, the Tigers are hot right now. That's probably one I just want to stay away from. Granted, I know it's a 111 baseball game. We all love betting 111 baseball games. I'm going to stay away from it. Warriors spread. I'm going to go with the Warriors spread tonight -5. Keep it up. Big Daddy Kane, you're killing it. Appreciate that. Angels choking that game was painful AF. Yeah, it was. It was very, very painful. Very painful. You know what, though? I think it's a good spot for them today with Shohei Ohtani to bounce back. I'm going to stay away from it. I've lost too much money betting on the Angels this week. I think there's better plays to make. But again, with Ohtani, I'm going to ride with it. If I take him run line, though, at -105, I've gotten plus money with them run line the past 2 days. They've lost 2 days in a row, and now they're going to give me negative odds on the run line just because Shohei Ohtani's on the mound. I'm not going to do it. Let's see here. Your plays one more time. Okay. Warriors -5. Hurricanes 60-minute time money line. Flames 60-minute time money line. That's 3-way, no push. White Sox Royals under 8.5. Padres Phillies under 8. Mariners Blue Jays under 8. I believe the Padres Phillies is now down to 7.5. White Sox Royals, at least on FanDuel or Caesars. White Sox Royals here is still. White Sox Royals just jumped up to 8.5. So it stayed at 8.5. So only one has shifted down. So Padres Phillies is the only one that shifted down. Flames over in the puck line. I like that. I don't hate that at all. I mean, the over is going to be questionable, but I do like that a lot. Nerfy for today. I think the if I had to look at the Nerfies, I mean, I think honestly, I think the Diamondbacks Dodgers could be a decent Nerfy with Walker Buehler on the mound against Davies. The Dodgers questionable offense right now. Astros, Red Sox, I wouldn't test that at all. Nationals, Marlins could be good, but you got to go through Soto. I mean, I hate to say it. I think the games that I have unders in look good. Like White Sox Royals is a very good under bet. Neither team's really hitting there. It's a good Nerfy bet. Neither team's hitting the baseball. Zach Greinke doesn't give up homers. He doesn't walk people. You look for the White Sox. Giolito's on the mound. He's been good this year. I think that's a very good Nerfy bet. White Sox Royals under 8.5. So that would probably be my favorite one. Let's see what the odds here are, at least for that. Lucas Giolito, Nerfy under is -112 in that White Sox game. So I think that would be it. My parlays for today. So if I'm going to place a parlay, and I can post them, I know I say I'll post them, and then sometimes I don't get to them, but I'm going to take Carolina money line. I would take Calgary money line. That's straight. That's just in general, right? That's not 60-minute time by any means. And then I would take Dallas, or I'd take Golden State money line. So that would get you to plus 285. So if you want a not low risk, but something I like is Carolina money line, Calgary money line, then Golden State Warriors money line, then add in the baseball plays that you want to play. So how often do you think how good do you think Miami Marlins are this season, and the Detroit Tigers? How good do I think they've been, or how good do I think they're going to be? I mean, when I look at the Miami Marlins, 17-19, second place in the National League East, right? The bottom line is the Mets are going to run the East. I think the Miami Marlins could steal a playoff spot. I think they're going to be good for years to come. I don't think they're great this year. When I look at the Tigers had a lot of momentum coming into this year with A.J. Hinch managing them. 13-24, though, they're dead last in the AL Central. That's a tough division behind Houston. I mean, I saw firsthand what Houston did to the Boston Red Sox last night. So that's going to be a tough division for them. But overall, I think the future is bright for both teams. They just got to spend money. We look at baseball, it's all about spending money. The teams that spend money win games, right? You look at the Yankees, why they're successful. You look at the Dodgers. You look at the Red Sox in the past, why they're successful. They spend money. If you're not spending money, it's hard to win in baseball. The Tigers don't spend a lot of money. The Marlins don't spend a lot of money. That's why Derek Jeter left the Marlins, because they weren't spending a lot of money. Okay. So got some comments coming in here on YouTube that I want to get to, guys. Sorry for neglecting the YouTube comments. We had a great YouTube participation. Go Mavs, 3 Team Parlay Sports. I'm rooting for them, but I'm going to bet against them tonight. I'm sorry. We got to take what we think. Yes, sir. Das Diggity. I live 5 minutes, State Farm Stadium. Das Diggity coming in here. Flames and Canes on BP 311 here. Flames and Canes 60-minute combined in a parlays plus 290. Okay, so I kind of like that. So if you do Flames and Canes 60-minute time, which we had combined odds parlay, plus 290 from BP 311. Bills Mafia forever here. Corbin Burns over 6.5 Ks versus free swinging Braves. Okay, I like that. I don't hate that at all. Corbin Burns been money. Michael Mitchell, hey Tanner, who is your 3? Who's your picking hockey tonight? We need a good one. I have Hurricanes money line tonight, Flames money line. I took them both in 60-minute time to get the odds a little better there. If you wanted to a parlay, you parlay them both together, plus 290, as Brian said here on YouTube. Also, you could do 60-minute time there. You could do regular time and then add in one more bet. It's going to get you about plus 285. So just keep that in mind. Katie Cecil coming in here. What's your favorite play today, Tanner? I'm really high on my hockey plays today. Warriors -5. Great. I like it. But again, at the same time, too, 3 Team Parlay Sports coming in here. Big Mavs guy. You look at the Mavs, they've been money, right? They've been money. They came through in Game 7, obviously. So I would stay away from that for a best play. My big money tonight is on Hurricanes money line, Flames money line, 60-minute time. So I like both those. Baseball, as we know, is a toss-up. I do really like the White Sox Royals under 8.5. But again, my 2 favorite plays tonight are in hockey. And I don't say that often. Another sprinkle parlay, Scherzer over 7.5 strikeouts, Barnes over 8.5 strikeouts, D-backs plus 1.5, plus 528. I like that, Brian. I like that. The one thing I don't like, though, just massive juice strikeout totals are not my favorite in the world. But when you're looking at a guy like Scherzer, you're looking at a guy like Barnes, right? Like those guys are absolute money, so it makes sense. But I just, it's kind of like when you take an under, or you take an under, or you take an over. I should say this. You take an over and there's been no point scored. Like these teams just come out so flat. Like it just kind of drains your soul. So if I see Max Scherzer go through 3 innings of scoreless work and he only has 2 strikeouts, like I'm like sweating a little bit because I know he's probably going to go 6 and not get to his total. But both those guys have the ability to go off at any time. So that's what we're going with there, guys. I think we got to every comment today. Again, Braves. We got to look at the Braves. I gave my opinion on the Braves earlier. Guys, it's the 111 game, so everyone loves to bet it. I think the Braves have more value at plus 120 than the Brewers at minus 142, considering how inconsistent they are. This game is in Milwaukee. Keep that in mind. I hate betting the Brewers. I would stay away from the total. If you want to play a bet, I think it's the Braves at plus 120 for the value with Max Fried on the mound. Mavs, I'm going against the Mavs. I got Warriors -5 today. We'll see, though. Again, I told you probably early in the series, I'm going to be high on the Warriors. It's going to switch over to Mavs down the road because I think as the series goes, the longer the series goes, it favors the Mavericks. In the Celtics series, they need to get a win. They need to win game 2. The longer that series goes, it's going to favor the Heat. Warriors -5 all day. The drop off between Luka and the next best Mavs player is too much. Yeah, I agree with that. And you know what, though? Luka is obviously one of the best players in the league because of what he's done without a supporting cast. I've said it multiple times on this show even, but when you look at Luka, you look at a guy that's just done so much, you got to give him respect. You got to give him respect. Like, I can take that comment there and I can say, yeah, listen, if you look at the Warriors starting 5, you look at the Mavericks starting 5, you look at the Warriors bench, you look at the Mavericks bench, not even close, right? But you look at Luka, he's kept them alive throughout this entire playoff, so you got to give him some love. If the Heat win game 2, will the series be over? So I would say no. And here's why. We look at what happened in the Heat game. They beat the Sixers twice. They went to Philadelphia and they were horrendous in Philadelphia. So I don't think it's over. TD Garden's going to be rocking. Would it help the Boston Celtics to even score? Yes, it would. They're going to have to dig themselves out of a very deep hole, but it is possible to dig themselves out of because you know what? I think as the Celtics get healthier, they're going to be just fine. We look at last night, guys. I'll say it again because I want to say it again, but you know what? Marcus Smart, man. He didn't even play. Al Horford didn't play. Like, guys got minutes that shouldn't have got minutes. Peyton Pritchard played 10 more minutes than he should have played. Like, and I'm not knocking Peyton Pritchard. I'm just saying, That's just the way it is, guys. Like these guys that don't play played last night. You know, you got Robert Williams back. That was huge. If you didn't have Robert Williams last night, I think the Celtics honestly should have forfeited the game because they wouldn't have had enough to go. So obviously they would have had enough to go, but the guys who were playing, it would have been very, very scary to watch. Okay, Michael Mitchell coming in here with the money and the 100. Jeff Morton, BP, so many ideas. Yeah, Brian's always got the ideas. I love it. He's always got the parlay ideas. Hey, you got to take some chances on parlays to win some money. Check out his content, guys. BP311 on YouTube, BP311 Sports Picks, Daily Sports Picks. Also, Brian, you say you're doing a show today at 311. Is Terry on that? I'll give you a little shout out. I'll be in Johnny's show live chat around noon and going myself at 311. Yeah, so check out Brian's channel, 311 today. He's going live. Any MLB plays? I have MLB plays right here, guys. Phillies, Padres under 8, Mariners, Blue Jays under 8, White Sox, Royals under 8.5. So that's what we're going with there. Any other questions, guys? Throw them in the chat. An hour and 11 minutes today. I don't feel good playing through the flu game today for you guys because I love you all. Ooh. Gatorade, no free shout outs, sponsor us. But yeah, just a great show today, guys. I appreciate all the support. Everyone got the picks. We're all set, ready to go. Just me. Mavs plus 600 to win in 7. Okay, I kind of like that. Mavs plus 600 to win in 7. Brian's just going through the books today, finding the money, finding the juice. I love it. But yeah, guys, thanks for all the support. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, guys. If you're watching on TikTok, head over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, go to TikTok, follow us there. That's where we post a lot of our content, a lot of our video content. On top of that, guys, on TikTok too, we have a lot of fan content. If you didn't check out the 15-year-old telling me that to hammer the Red Sox on the run line last night because it was plus 168 and the odds are juice, go check that out. That's funny. I have a bunch of other stuff to post today between Team Parlay Sports TikTok, the regular TikTok, and the Bet Today TikTok. So make sure you check that out. And then on top of that, guys, we have merch as well. We're working hard here 7 days a week. Doesn't matter what day it is. We're on here 7 days a week, 10 a.m. So make sure you give us some support, guys. Go buy a t-shirt. It really means a lot there. 3 Team Parlay Sports and Bet the Day t-shirts, logos right there. And we're also got a few other fun stuff to add to that store. So with that being said, guys, hope everyone has a great day. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week. And we'll talk to you tomorrow for a Thursday episode of Bet the Day.